Welcome to a real day in the life with the Galaxy Z Fold 7 almost 30 days after its release. So obviously this is not a first impressions video. I've had the Galaxy Z Fold 7 pretty much since the day that it came out. I was at Unpacked in New York, and so I've had a lot of time and a lot of miles on this phone. So in this video, I'm going to take you through a day in my life with the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and exactly how it fits into my daily routine. And if you're considering picking up this phone, maybe this video will help you envision what your life would be like if you had this phone. Now, if you're deciding to watch this episode, luckily for you, this is not an ordinary, boring day in my life like most of these episodes are. We're going to be doing something really special, which I won't hold in for too long. I'll literally reveal it to you in a couple of minutes as we get a little bit further along in this video. But for those who have been long-time watchers of the channel, you know that I like to get up early. This is my daily morning routine. I'm usually up around 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m., and that's just because I like to get up early and go to the gym. So in this episode, I'm going to be doing my usual daily morning routine, and a lot of this video is actually going to be filmed on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. So you're going to get a good idea of what the video quality of this phone looks like in a ton of different scenarios. I'll obviously have it labeled at the bottom for whatever video is filmed on the Z Fold 7, but for those of you who are camera nerds, every single clip on the Z Fold 7 is going to be filmed in log video in the Pro log video mode at 24 frames per second in 4K. Now do keep in mind that because I'm going to be filming in this video mode more than I would be regularly throughout this episode and in this video, that is going to take a definite toll on the battery life. But the main reason that I decided to film a lot of this video on the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is because of what you saw earlier a couple of frames ago. Because it's a foldable, you can literally fold it down and put it down anywhere, and it acts like a self-carrying tripod. So I don't have to carry a tripod everywhere I go. I can just fold the phone in half, put it down, and it stands up on its own, which is super convenient for filming content, and a feature that I was never really used to because I've never used a foldable before the Z Fold 7. But this has changed my life and the way that I film content on my phone because it literally saves me from carrying a tripod. Now, the big hint that I had for what we're doing today and what's so special and different about this day was actually revealed a couple of frames ago based on the music that I chose to listen to while practicing and training this morning. I do go out and I shoot hoops pretty much 2 to 3 times a week just to stay in shape and just to keep my skills sharp. I used to be, I guess if you want to call it, a basketball player in a past life. I don't really do that anymore. Now I just mostly train on my own just to keep myself in shape and my skills sharp for absolutely no reason other than to just sort of make myself happy and I guess some therapy. But yeah, the big hint was the Weeknd music that I was listening to. My wife and I are going to the Weeknd concert tonight. This is going to be my first concert ever, period. I've never been to a concert before. And for my wife, I believe it's actually going to be her 4th Weeknd concert. She's a big fan. So yeah, I'm excited to go. I've never been to something like this. I'm not really much of a singer or a dancer. It's not really my vibe, but apparently the Weeknd is a great performer, so I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, anyways, as you can see, I spent most of this morning just waking up, doing my usual morning routine, getting into the gym, getting some shots up, and just testing out the video on the Z Fold 7. I had it mounted for a long time while I was shooting hoops, and honestly, I was really impressed with the video quality. The log preview did look a little bit noisy, but once I applied Samsung's conversion LUT and did a few exposure adjustments, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm really actually impressed at how good the video quality on the Z Fold 7 looks like when it's in log. I feel like they're doing something different this year because usually the 24 frames per second does not look this good. So I was really impressed as I was filming throughout the day. Now, something new that I might not have shown in the past is my supplements routine. I realize that a lot of people are into that and are curious, but yeah, it's nothing crazy. I take some vitamin D because I recently got a blood test and I found out that I was deficient in vitamin D. Apparently, most people in North America are. And I've also started taking AG1 greens for a couple of months now on top of my protein powder. They are a partner that I'm working with on some content, some social content for short form media, so on TikTok and Instagram. So if you follow me on there, stay tuned. And yeah, I did the infamous hinge flip here. The hinge is incredibly strong, which is the reason why people go ahead and continue to do that. You might have seen other creators do that on social media. But yeah, once I get home, I've honestly been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite lately, which has gone sort of hand in hand with my new Pokemon addiction. But yeah, usually I'll come home, I'll answer a couple of emails, and I'll do some work, edit some videos. Here I had to fix up a video for Insta360, just another social campaign that we're working on with them. And then generally, if you've seen some of my other day in the lives, I like to take my phone in the shower. Don't do this with the Z Fold 7. As far as I'm aware, it's not waterproof to the level of other phones. So that's why I'm kind of standing outside of the shower. But yeah, definitely don't do this. This is also around the time of the day that I get tired, which is really a consequence of waking up early and going to sleep late. But before falling asleep, I'll usually watch some One Piece. I'm getting pretty far. I've finally gotten to the Kaido arc, which is exciting. I'm excited to see 5th gear Luffy. It's one of the things that I've been looking the most forward to. But anyways, once I woke up, I decided to go ahead and get another cup of coffee. There's a local coffee shop near my house, which I absolutely love. But before that, I also had to pick up lunch. I was just feeling too lazy to cook today. And if you didn't know, a lot of cats, including my cat Theo, they love tuna, and usually a tuna sandwich is what I'll grab when I go to one of these grocery stores. And because he loves tuna, I actually had to eat it in my car, because otherwise he gets really upset and he's crying and he wants some, and I don't want to share my tuna with him. So this is just me eating the sandwich alone in my car. It was a 10 out of 10. I do love the tuna sandwich from Metro. Now, this is that coffee shop that I spoke about. And one more thing, you obviously shouldn't be filming people without their permission, but because the Z Fold 7 can fold, people literally don't know that you're filming. They just think that you're using your phone like a mini laptop or you're working on it. And also, another thing that I really love about the Z Fold 7, which I might not have mentioned earlier, is the fact that some of these cinematic videos that I love watching show up in full landscape mode, which is just great. It makes enjoying that media so much more just enjoyable and how it was meant to be viewed. I absolutely love watching videos on the Z Fold 7. I just love how it takes up the entire screen. Now, before we head out for the concert, there is one more thing that I had to do, and a package that I was really looking forward to getting. And yes, it is related to my Pokemon addiction, which I mentioned earlier. And before I get to that, this is the lens that I used to film myself in the shower earlier, just for those of you that were interested. I have gotten questions on that before, but the box I was expecting in the mail finally came in, and it's the Victini special promo box. If you don't know anything about Pokemon, then this will mean absolutely nothing to you, but the reason that I bought this box is I really wanted the promo cards inside of it. Getting a full art promo these days has been a little tough from Pokemon. They've just been doing the ultra rares and the EXs. But yeah, I was really excited to get this box, mainly for the promo and the 4 packs inside. The first pack was unfortunately a dud, so I didn't really show the whole thing. And here, the second pack was also a dud. But luckily, by the time I got to the third pack, I finally got this full art hit. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Gen 5, so I won't lie, I don't really know a lot of the Pokemons here. But I was surprised to learn that a lot of the kids that grew up in the 2000s are really into Gen 5. So I'm kind of collecting a little bit of black and white, black Bolt and white Flare. I think those are the names of the sets here. And yeah, this is what I've gotten so far since release. It hasn't been the kindest set, even though I've pulled a bunch of illustration rares, but it's still a fun set to open nonetheless. And with Pokemon out of the way, we're finally on our way to the concert. But right before that, we were both starving, so we stopped over at Aaron Mills Town Center. And here again, I'm using the tripod and putting the phone on the escalator. Not something that I would usually do with my full camera, but it's great to be able to use this phone and put it down anywhere, again, because of that foldable factor. And yes, we chose to drive downtown for the weekend concert, but this concert is one of the main reasons that I decided to film this day in the life today, because I wanted you guys to have something exciting and something different to be able to check out. And also, I was really curious to see how the phone would do in a concert setting, in a super low light setting, and when I would need to zoom in. So admittedly, there are some of these scenes where there is a ton of noise when I use the ultra wide or the zoomed in camera, but on the main 1x wide, the camera performs phenomenally. That's the 200 megapixel that it borrows from the S25 Ultra. Now, whenever I zoomed in, The video quality wasn't the cleanest, and also in log I'm limited to a 3x zoom, so I couldn't really get that close. So admittedly, I did have my iPhone with me, and I'm glad I brought it, because a lot of the videos that I took from the concert that were my favorite videos were on that phone, because I could just zoom in so much more with that 5x optical zoom. But I will say I was really impressed with how good the log video is in this dark setting with the Z Fold 7. So hopefully you guys can get a really good idea of what the video quality like is on this phone in a ton of different scenarios. Concert was so much fun. It was an absolute blast. I obviously don't have anything to compare it to, but the weekend was just absolutely incredible live. But yeah, this is a real day in the life with the Galaxy Z Fold 7. So hopefully you guys got a good idea of what the video quality like is on this phone and what it's like to actually live with this phone. And after all that, the battery life actually stood up really well, and I ended the next day at 15%. So you can put your battery concerns to rest, and hopefully this gives you a good idea of what the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is capable of.